Hello, hello, hello. This is Marie's Message 411 TV, and I am Marie. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to all my new subscribers. Welcome to my subscribers that have been with me since the beginning of this channel. I welcome all of you. I hope that all is well. I come to you with another video. And this video is actually about a subject that I covered on an interview, a podcast interview I had yesterday evening. And the podcast is called Just Therapy Podcast. And it is the host of the podcast is Sean Boyd, and the co-host is no other than my friend, the Queen, Miss BBC. Yes, she is the co-host of that podcast, and she invited me. They invited me to do an interview yesterday evening at 7 p.m. So they're on every Monday evening from 7 p.m. till about 9 p.m. And it's a podcast called Just Therapy. So there was a subject that we discussed, and I wanted to go into more detail in this video with you because it was right on point. The co-host, my friend Miss BBC, touched a very good point. She brought up a very good subject, and we had a very, very good discussion on it. But it was like right on time because that's what I am experiencing right now as we speak as far as dating. I want to discuss there's three rules, or I would call them standards, that I came up with for myself for my new way of dating, right? And she made a very good point. You can go check out the podcast. It was my first interview, doing it through the internet live stream instead of actually doing an interview in person. So that was a different experience for me, and it was wonderful. Everything went off without a hitch. Now, if you want to see the podcast in the full episode, until I'm able to get it posted to this channel, you can go to my YouTube, my not my YouTube, my Facebook. You can go to my Facebook and watch it on there. Um, my Facebook is Anne Marie Vernon. That's how you will find me. ANN-MARIE, last name Vernon, VERNON. So if you are not friends with me on Facebook, go to Facebook, request me. We can become friends, and then you can see the podcast in its full episode. Now, while we were doing the podcast interview yesterday, um, my friend Miss BBC brought up a very good topic, and it posed a question for me, which I had to look within myself, and I asked myself that same question. And this was before, long before I did the interview. Me and BBC never had any discussions about this particular topic. It just came about, and it was right on time because this is exactly what I asked myself and what I am trying to do now in my dating to reverse some bad habits. Okay, so the question really is, if you are dating and you constantly find yourself in the same pattern of dating, right? You end up dating the same type of person, only in a different shoe, if that makes sense. it's a question that you need to ask yourself, because some of us are getting frustrated with dating and we don't want to date anymore because we are coming up with the same negative results every time. We pick the wrong partners every time, and so it's never a successful thing. But could it be that we have gotten comfortable with the routine and the pattern in which we date? And so that could be the main issue of why we are not successful in finding that partner that is compatible for us. So ask yourself the question, are you comfortable? Have you gotten comfortable with the pattern in which you go about dating? And maybe the pattern is what needs to change in order for you to get positive results. So that brings me to my situation, right? A lot of the um, videos that I do are usually from personal experience, or I have done the research. Well, this is personal experience, and I am 51 years old, and I am now realizing that it was my pattern of dating that probably was the problem. And so, because I started to change the pattern in which I dated, it's now eliminating the people that are not compatible for me and making way for the ones that are more compatible for me to be able to um, meet up with them and we can connect with each other. I have three rules of dating. Number one, my new rule is dating is for information. Dating is for data. Dating is not an opportunity for me and someone or someone to have sexual activities with me or me have sexual activities with them. That's number one. That's not my main goal of dating. My main goal of dating is to gain data, to gain an understanding of who this person is, to make sure that they are compatible with me and I am compatible with them. Because if we are not compatible, then it doesn't make any sense for us to become sexual or intimate, because then that's a toxic bond that we are creating, because eventually the relationship is not going to work. And that's the old pattern of dating. See, the old pattern of dating is that you meet someone, you have a physical attraction to them, you have physical chemistry, and you don't even take the time to get to know who this person really is. And therefore, you both end up sexual before you even get to know each other. And now you have a soul tie to one another. And then you find out that you and this person have no compatibility other than the sexual attraction. And that is a pattern. So if I switch the pattern and decide that on dating during this period of time, whether it's 2 months or 3 months of dating, I'm focused on collecting data. I obviously can see that the person is attracted to me. I can feel that I'm attracted to that person. But we have to understand that the sexual part of the relationship is only a part of the relationship. It is not the foundation of the relationship. And compatible with other than sexually, that is going to be important to sustain that relationship in the long run, right? So if we have the same old pattern of dating and we're not getting any results, and you hear some women say there are no good men out here, and you will hear men say there are no good women out here. Well, maybe it's your dating pattern. Maybe it's the people that you are choosing to date. Maybe it's when you do date, you're not dating for the right reasons. You're not dating for long term, you're dating for short term and immediate gratification. Maybe that's why you're not able to date and find someone and have a successful long term relationship. Change up your dating pattern. Number one, I told you already, eliminate the sex in the beginning from the dating. Number two, you must understand that, like I said before, and I gave you number two without even realizing I gave you number two. Number two is to understand that sex is a part of the relationship, not the foundation that will sustain the relationship.